What's good, man? Little status update. We're in the middle of a Sunday PLO MTT schedule. We've bought into a bunch of different stuff. This is a 1K satellite. I think, yeah, it's 3 places pay, 3.4K cash for third, and two $10,000 tickets to the biggest tourney they run on a Sunday. And we're currently sweating this dude all in with a flush, but he's up against the nut flush. So he's got one little out, which he doesn't find, fortunately. So we're down to 4. This is direct bubble. So if you have a look at the stacks here, Nemeth has 20 BB, I have 29. Bingham is the chip leader, okay? And the first hand we play is this one. Quite like, honestly, this is my first time playing. I'm just going to pause for a second. This is my first time playing a satellite. Well, you know, I played a few holdem ones like maybe 3 years ago. I can't really remember how they went down. They're a fucked up format. They're very, very fun. Like, they sound boring. A satellite, you know? It's not even the actual tournament, just satellite. Amazing fun. Highly recommend satellites. The bubble of the satellite, it's just a strange mini game within poker. It's quite cool. And so this is the first decision we get put to here. I guess a few orbits have changed, the blinds have doubled. It's folded around to Nemeth on button, and I've seen this guy's punting on the bubble in some other 5K tournament. So I know this guy is willing to spew, which may or may not affect how this hand plays out. But what do you think? Like, do we want to defend here? Like, we're the shortest of the 3 remaining stacks. We do cover Nemeth. To me, I'm like a chippy V player at heart. You know, this feels like an auto defend. I do cover him, so even if I get all in with him, I can't bubble, he can. But it would be very unfortunate for us to lose the pot and be the short stack on the bubble. In any event, we do defend. Keep the audience happy. But maybe this is a tough spot already. I'm not really sure. I think if I covered some of the other guys, it would be more foldable. But maybe that's wrong. Also, I instantly checked the flop. Maybe I could just protection jam. I don't think I can fold if he shoves, but he's going to not shove. He's going to bet 1 BB. And maybe I should just check jam against this to protect my hand, since I probably couldn't have folded to a shove. And a lot of his range is just going to jam the flop. But instead we end up check calling. Turn is the 7, which maybe we can just donk rip this turn. Like, maybe he's got to respect us with like dry aces and kings. Just totally dry, he just can't call it off. In any event, it goes check back. Now I have a decision. Should I bluff this on the river or take my showdown? And I just feel like, I'll take my showdown, whatever. Like, I could even call if he jams, right? Like, I could call, you know? Because what's he repping if he shoves? It's quite a polar range. You know what I mean? Like, this guy could just bluff anytime and think I can't call unless I have a king, you know? He could just play like that. He's a spewer. But I'll pause for a sec while I time down here. Like, he is sort of just repping either a checked back straight or a full house, like for the line that he's taking. Full house, of course, including pocket kings. It's a very strange line. And then I think back to the flop. Okay, so he bets 1 BB instead of just jamming. So he's very polar when he does this. Like, if he flops trips, this dude is not going to jam. He's going to do whatever smaller bet size he uses. So he could have flop trip 6s, made his little clicksy bet, turned a full house, decided to check it back, hoping I turned some shit into a bluff on a river like this. So I don't know. Like, would you guys call? He could also just have the super trash that didn't want to jam the flop, right? Checking back and now just bluffing the river. Like, he can bubble himself, but at the same time, if he wins this pot, I'm the new short stack. So I give him the good game emoji to rep that I'm calling and then fold. Yes, so we'll never know. We'll never know if this decision was great. But I'll say this, multiple other streets of the hand may not be good play. This guy's going to show a king, which is not particularly relevant. Like, it blocks kings. You know, I don't think kings is really that much of what Nemeth is repping there. I think kings he's probably just ripping flop a lot too. Anyway, we play another hand. I felt like we have to open this one, and then SPR's 1. We could just jam, but I decided, I'm going to min bet. Like, this hand is annoying against some enemy draws. And also, like, I can probably jam the turn on some cards and potentially fold him off a dry top pair. But yeah, he gets it in with a draw. And we turn 100% equity with an ace. So, yeah, I mean, incredible. Like, we could have bubbled here, you know, when there's a lot of money up top. And instead, we've, you know, put this guy in a 2 BB spot Now these guys like are covered by me. They give me the walk. Very understandable with the guy who's 2BB in the big blind next hand. And here, I think this is potentially the worst hand I play in this entire tournament. I go to punish. It feels standard to me. And then I kind of just get a paranoid thought. It's like his range for limping here should be extremely strong. It should be extremely strong. Like with me and Bingham both able to punish the fuck out of Nemeth here. Like it didn't really make too much sense for him to limp fold. That's kind of how I ended up feeling about it. Because he's covered by both players. So say, for example, he limps, Bingham pots it, fold, Zlotnikov decides... Zlotnikov could actually fold too and think Nemeth busts some significant frequency. But anyway, Zlotnikov calls it off. And now Nemeth is in a spot where he could either call it off, make the SPR about 1, or fold to Bingham. You know? He's in a terrible spot. Like his range does not want to gamble on the direct bubble. And so because he decided to limp, I thought, fuck, maybe he's just not limp folding. And now I'm going to create a spot where I could lose like a massive amount of my stack here. You know, post flop in a low SPR scenario. Because if I flop like random middle pair on some dry board, like I probably just have to shove the flop, you know? I cover Nemeth, I can bubble him anyway. But like if I lose, like if he just has like a really strong connected hand and hits, and I just give him, you know, my tower with like when he has 70% equity post flop, and I'm down to 4 BB. Like Zlotnikov could win the coin flip, and now it's a race between me and Zlotnikov. So I just got a bit paranoid here. Like I played for the bubble, but I retrospectively disagree with my decision. I think I should have just pumped him here. He should limp fold a lot. He's just a donk. Like he's just probably limping too many hands and doesn't realize that he does not want to be in this spot whatsoever. I don't think he's going to show up with just the nuts all day for the line that he's taken. So yeah, I think I should pressure him here because if I can win this pot, even just the side pot, like forget the main, my chance of coming second or first is a lot higher than third, like chipping up here. So I miss a spot to chip up, taking this limp. But this isn't the only marginal part of this hand, unfortunately. This guy shoves pre, which is just a completely pointless thing to do, but he's a fish, so whatever. I'm going to flop a 5, an 8, which blocks some straight draws and, you know, reasonable made hands, even 8 of clubs, and a king of hearts. I decide, fuck it, I'll build the side pot because Nemeth does not really want the pot size to increase. He calls and I turn a 6, which potentially, honestly, is barrelable. But with the king of hearts, I do block some of the weaker hands he peels on the flop as well. I wasn't really sure what to do. Timing out, decided I probably just shouldn't have done this at all. And check, which is rare for me. Usually I have a plan with what I'm doing. And honestly, this card is potentially barrelable. Nemeth is going to just commit his stack here, betting 5 chips into 8 with this hand, which is kind of a bluff. But it just doesn't really make sense what he's doing. Anyway, yeah, Fish actually makes a straight on the turn and wins the side pot. So if we had punished Nemeth pre and he didn't limp fold, we would have got pretty cucked here. I might have just had to rip the flop and double him. So maybe it was ideal. In any event, the terrible decision gets rewarded with aces next hand. I don't know if it was a terrible decision, but it was not good. And here you see me cooking up a sizing. I think I want to open a size where if Zlotnikov rejams, Nemeth can't do anything. And in any event, this should pressure Nemeth because I min cover him and Zlotnikov is extremely short. So I think that was the correct decision. Here I could open like total dog shit, but Zlotnikov is pretty laggy and will just bust himself a bunch. So I don't need to try to rob the other dudes with, I don't know, maybe it's playable. I just think Zlotnikov goes broke with infinite hands, so I'm running my equity too often. And I'd rather keep my small chip advantage over whoever, you know, so I'm not in third place when we're playing the rest of it. But Zlotnikov actually wins the flip, so hangs around. Back to 7 BB, like a pretty reasonable stack for him here. And he pumps it the very next hand, so I mean, this is pretty disgusting. Gives me the little Boxingtons, which I deny quickly. And yeah, I don't think I can defend. So he's like doubling and tripling up, and he's got 10 BB now. I still am the chip lead, so, you know, yay, I guess. They're both going to muck it to me, I think, this hand. So I go to pump this. And just pray for a fold, basically. I don't want to have to flip here. He snap folds. Absolutely incredible. So we're in a great position, right? We've got 20-something BB, 21 BB about. Bingham finds it from UTG. And so I respect what he's doing. And I think he takes this one down, yeah. So this is just a good sweat, man. I mean, we play for a 10K seat. You know, it's good action here. Here I decide that I want to be opening smaller with my range. I could potentially even open smaller than this. Because these guys still have to respect that Zlotnikov is a spastic with a short stack. And I cover the other guys. So it felt like a spot where like I don't need to deny their ability to defend pre-flop. Even a min-raise might have been smarter. Here I just auto-defend this hand. Potentially marginal because I do cover Zlotnikov. Pretty significantly. Sorry, I do cover the other two players significantly, such that even if I double him, I'm still chip leader. But the problem is, if I just fold pre, like I'm much more of a chip leader relative. So I don't know if I needed to try and bust him here. I just know that he's opening extremely wide. Another thing he was doing, which is going to come up right now, is he was actually pretty aggressive in me in blind v blind. Like he was punishing limps very, very wide. And I had limp folded like once, I believe. So I had a feeling like he was just going to punish in this situation. So I don't think this hand is a trap. And I make a very risky trap with it just as an exploit. And it works out. So like the marginal defend of the ace 10-6-4, the previous hand where I doubled him, I get those chips back kind of. So I'm still significant chip leader here. But now Zloty, look at him, he just takes down another pot. They're all equal. And I've got 18. Got a monster under the gun. And now they're all equal stack. I decide I think potting makes more sense with the hands that I open. I think this is a common thing in PLO MTT situations. Chip stacks are changing. ICM is changing. Obviously not in this situation, but in general. And I think your preflop raise sizing should also be changing based on those factors. This is an interesting one for sure. So Zloty rams it in. Nemeth rams it in. I don't even really consider calling. Like I think I fold pretty fast. You see me going straight to the fold button. But maybe this is an okay get-in. Like if they're spazzing off, you know, if this is a standard get-in for me, for example, 10BB chippy V, then maybe I'm supposed to just fuck it, get it all in, and try to get my second place immediately, you know? I fold, but the thing is, I felt like Nemeth had to be pretty tight there. Like he's not really incentivized to try and gamble with the fish. His hand is whatever. I don't know if this is a good decision by Nemeth or not. It's probably okay-ish. But he doesn't cover the fish, so he risks busting himself. And he does bust himself. But I actually would have won the main pot here had I gambled, you know? But since one of these guys wins the pot so often, leaving the other guy either busted or effectively busted, like 0.2 BB, me covering Bingham significantly, it felt like enough of an advantage. So I'm not sure, should I have got that King, Jack 10 low in or not? I don't hate my decision. I'm now in a kind of awkward spot with this hand that's obviously a totally fine hand, just because of the dynamics of the satellite. I think I'm fine just folding and letting Zloty make the Bingham guy fold until he finally decides to go all in. I think this is just a fine decision. But somehow Zloty gives him a walk and he had AA, so pretty interesting. Another interesting one here, he's going to limp. Okay, he's going to limp when I cover. I mean, you know, we're going to see a decent amount of flops, so I can understand doing this. I could punish here, ace 10, 5, 4. I could do it. I don't do it, and we're going to get punished ourselves. He's going to find enough equity to open jam flop, which obviously we can do nothing about. So yeah, he wins that pot, making us almost equal in chips. So that was quite a blow that he dealt us there. And now with this hand, I decide, I just think it's a little bit too good. I'm equal with Bingham now. I can't just afford to fold. I don't really want to raise and then have a decision versus 3-bet though, so I decide to limp. Feels okay, but yeah, again, complicated spot. Now we flop top pair gutty and the queen of spades. We could just start like protection betting and stuff like that. We'd have to call a jam, obviously. But I decided maybe there's more advantage in checking because the fish had been pretty aggressive. Although this time it looks like he just has check fold clicked. So I decided with that in mind, he's probably not going to suddenly wake up and bluff the river. I'll just value bet and pray that he hit 2-pair or some shit. But he didn't apparently. Either way, we win a pot and it separates us from Bingham again, letting us go back into this dynamic where we fold. But Zloty gives him a second walk. So I'm slightly tilted at this point. I felt like Zloty was going to ram it down his throat. But I get a walk back, so I mean, what can you do? It's just, yeah, a wild world of gambling that I don't know much about here. I decided to snap fold this. Like, it's possibly a mistake. But I'm just sitting here thinking that the Bingham guy's getting grinded down first, you know? So I'm just going to let that happen. As Zloty finally opens. Bingham in the tank? I don't actually remember what goes on here. I think, yeah, wish him well. He does 3-bet it off, and I don't think Zloty actually pays. So this is a brutal one now. This is a brutal one. We are the short stack. Not what we were hoping to see. And I have to give my big blind away to Zloty's random spew. Ace-Jack 10-5. Nut suit. Feels just like it's too good of a hand to be doing anything but open raising. Like we want him to fold pre with his trash. But instead, he is going to find a 3-bet. I don't think I can fold to a 3-bet. I think we have to play chippy V when we're also similar stack depth. We flop amazing though. Donk it in. What's he got? Ace, king, queen, whatever. Queen deuce even, so 2-pair for him. We have a double gut shot now. We have a flush draw. The river is a heart, a 2-side, a 4. So no good. But whatever, we still cash 3,400. So lose out on the 10K seat. You won't be seeing us entering the 10K tournament in this video series. But you will see us limping with Jack, Jack, Deuce, Deuce. Covering both players behind. This is a $840 buy-in deep stack tourney. It's there's no bounties or anything going on in this one. I believe both regs behind us. Sui we know well. Gypsy King not so much. Anyway, Sui's going to punish the 2 limps. I call with Jack, Jack, Deuce, Deuce and spike a ducky. So pretty amazing. Can't remember. I think he does c-bet. Don't remember the sizing. He's going to 3rd pot c-bet. So I think it's pretty easy snap. I'm not the kind of person who raises this type of hand on the rainbow. They just call down so well on so many runouts, you know? I think that they default flat is completely standard. And hands that are raised are more like ace-8, this kind of bullshit. Some dry top pair as well. Just to annoy him. Anyway, he barrels, I think it's 2/3 pot. And now I have a little bit of a decision. Do I want to just pure ram this on the turn? This honestly, like this turn play might be a mistake. I just like to default call people down and have more strong hands in my calling ranges on the river. Because like if he jams here, you know, it's not that easy for us to peel the flop and have a backdoor straight. Like, he could have some straights. So I think his range is jamming a decent amount here, putting a lot of pressure on us when we have like top and bottom and stuff like that, you know, making life tough. But yeah, we can't fold. He bets 2/3 pot, we just snap him off. He's actually got top set, which is a weird one because he may want to like find a river check or something else at some point. Maybe he wants a different line there. I don't really know. But in any event, he didn't shove, which we would have called, so we kind of saved money. Not the worst thing ever. This is a weird one. We overcall preflop. We've got this 80 VPIP guy opening under the gun, which means that maybe I could even squeeze. In general, low suit hand like this, not really looking to squeeze, but with a huge VPIP and another 50 VPIP guy calling him, I just decided, whatever, I'll call, I guess. Can't be too bad. And we do cover everyone in the pot for bounties. This guy's going to stab very, very large. I mean, I consider this bet to be very, very large. Definitely a fish stab sizing. I consider raising and just think, whatever, you know. He's kind of repping insanely strong here, like my hand plus. So I just hit him with a check call. I think we go heads up to the turn here. I could skip through this video, but I think the pace of it should be reasonable. Hopefully this guy doesn't tank for too long and make me feel retarded about that comment. But yeah, we'll see in a second, I guess. Okay. Well, sorry about this. Apparently this guy's going to tank a long time. He does not call. And then the turn completes a flush and brings a king. And I go to check and I think, you know what? Like if this suit has pocket sevens or like a worse 10 or even 10-7, like I might be able to bluff him off this turn and river. And I'd rather block a full house when I'm bluffing than have some kind of interaction with the flush. I think if you c-bet flop with like a random flush draw as well, say you just made like a queen high flush, I don't think he's going to love that. Like he might call turn, he's not calling river, you know? I don't know, it just felt like an interesting line to take a little lead bluff there. I think it's a thing. Maybe it's not. Someone was messaging me the other day about the helmet. You can see my smaller cursor here. This helmet thing, if you ever see somebody wearing this, it means that they've turned off chat and emojis and stuff at the table. I call it the helmet of weakness. But yeah, anyway, it's funny. It's funny to see somebody wearing the helmet. Always cracks me up a little bit. I went for a limp under the gun here. We've got a couple of shorter players, like 1, 2, 3 shorter players, including the big blind. I guess I don't really want to get 3-bet by those guys. I don't really care either if they 3-bet me. It's kind of whatever. Like I'm fine to call. But I decided to limp it. I'm not sure if it was a good decision. Off 100 BB, this is a raise, not a limp. The EV difference is about 0.1 big blinds. But anyway, we've limp called here and flopped the nuts. This guy's jammed. That's appreciated. Much, much appreciated. I guess my question for myself here is, should I rejam or flat? I decide to rejam, which I don't really know if it's better or worse. We're up against top pair double backdoor flush draw from the jamming Fernandez. He turns 2-pair, but does not hit. So we take his bounty down here. 125 bucks go into the account, and 62.50 join our bounty. Oh yeah, we're playing another final table. What's it called? Satellite as well. This one is a $200 buy-in to the 2K. I just felt like playing a Satty. You know, I can register the 2K if I want without much problem. But I decided whatever, Saturdays, and gives me some more tables early on. I decided to open this hand for pot, figuring I'm putting a lot of pressure on the stacks behind me, like this Maimone guy. He does defend me here, actually, but I cover him significantly. And McCulley, who's just sitting out right now, only has 7 BB. I think this is like on the final table bubble of this satellite, if I recall. In any event, I flop pretty big. I decide to rip for a little bit more than 2 SPR. He finds the call pre and hits top set. I think his defend pre-flop is marginal, but maybe okay. Like he's going to flop so many hands with this Jack-Jack 9-3 that he just doesn't want to have to coin flip post-flop against me. But yeah, when you flop top set, well played, I guess. And this what? Maimone is also wearing this helmet? I mean, that's fucking embarrassing. Yeah, okay. Over here we 3-bet some aces. Oh yeah, and we're also squeezing some kings. Yeah, I remember this. So this guy, yeah, I can't really comment. But anyway, he was short. The guy who flattered the open was short. This guy decides to go all in against me, the little helmet boy. 4-bets it off ace, king, 10 for double low. Like, not a very good decision there. Does flop a flush draw though. Does not hit the flush. I don't like how the color like full spoils the river. That's the only thing about the 4-color deck that's bad. But whatever. I think it's a lot more useful to someone like me who's partially blind, basically. If I played 2-color deck, I would legitimately misread my hand all the time. Anyway, this guy calls it off. He's flopped pretty good, but it doesn't matter. The random kings take it down against him. No bounty, unfortunately, but that guy gets elimed. Oh yeah, and now we're final table. Yeah, now, so my money we're doubled up. We're shorter, and we get Nemeth min raising pre-flop. And I believe that this is the bubble. It says Nick's prize. Sorry, I'm going to pause so we can catch up on everything. It says up here, Nick's prize $10. This is effectively the bubble. So it goes $10, 1,050, and then $10, let's think. $10, 1,050, and 3 tickets. Yeah, I believe that. So there's enough for 3 2,150 or 2,100? Yeah, $2,100 tickets and 1,050 for third place. The remaining cash, $10, goes to whoever busts here. So it's basically the bubble. Like, yes, you get $10, but it's not very sick. I don't know why they don't just give the $10 to the person who bubbles. Who doesn't get the ticket, bubbles the ticket, and make it 1,060. What's with giving $10 to whoever busts here? Like, it's tilting as fuck to get $10. So Nemeth min raised with that in mind. This guy extremely short. My Monet calling preflop, covering Nemeth, putting a bit of pressure, and I decide to overcall here. Like, I also have a short stack, but my hand can flop extremely good equity. And even if I ended up bubbling, like, playing for chips to get me in contention for the ticket is a reasonable gamble when it's in terms of facing a min raise. That's my interpretation. Maybe I'm supposed to just fold preflop though. I don't know. I don't think I'll ever know though. I don't think I'm going to sim these preflop spots for satis. I don't think I'll bother doing that. But yeah, we flopped trips, we checked, no c-bet from Nemeth. And now on turn, I decided jamming makes the most sense. Because if I do want to jam some sort of gut shot flushy, you know, I want to have hands that disincentivize them to just be able to snap call off an ace. So yeah, I go all in, I put the pressure, nobody has enough to call me. I take down this pot, which is good enough to put me over this dude's chip stack. So in a pretty comfortable position now. And yeah, that's where we're going to end our video. I don't think I play this hand pre-flop. I think the button might open raise here. I don't know. I didn't edit it in. Actually, maybe I do play this hand pre-flop. I don't know. I'll pause it here and we'll have to... I mean, I'm sure I won't just open fold this. I probably raise, right? Because this guy has to respect the shorter stack and the fact that I cover him. But yeah, this is where we're going to end the video. So the day goes on. We're getting deeper into the tournaments. We're potentially going to win a ticket or a cash prize of at least $10 in this random satellite. But yeah, more tourneys to register, more stuff to happen. I just don't want to keep make the video length too long. I think I'll keep the video length something along these lines of 25, 30 minutes, 20 to 30 minutes, that kind of range. This also will help me avoid spoilers because, say, for example, I'm going to go ahead and win a tournament. You won't know that it is or isn't going to happen based on my video length and how much time's remaining in the video. The only, like, I'll end it, like, however I end all of my tournaments for this Sunday, I'll end it at a point that's, you know, between the 20 and 30 minute range. So you won't know going into the video, is there another copy, like another video, or is this the end of everything? So yeah, anyway, hopefully see you guys next time. Coming up soon is this Omaholic series starting on Sunday. Infinite events. Honestly, there's so many stuff, like events for 2 weeks straight. I don't really know if I can make videos with it because I'll just be playing all the fucking time. I could stream my play. A few people told me I could stream. I don't know if I want to do that because it feels bad, like, to give so much free education to the fish-ass population that you're playing against. It just feels kind of stupid and wrong. And it's not like I make money doing this. I'm just doing it for fun. Like, I like the story of these tourneys. So I'll try to make videos. I don't think I'll stream, but who knows? Maybe I'll just get lazy and click the stream button. Catch you later anyway.